WWE, what are you doing? Because you just made a big mistake with Liv Morgan. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Because Liv Morgan, she's on a resurgence, right? And it's so nice to see that they are really letting this girl go, right? Because 2023 was a interesting year for Liv Morgan, right? The stops and start pushes, the losses, the babyface run, coming off of a notable championship year. Then she sidelined for months due to an injury, thanks to the hands of Rhea Ripley, a shoulder injury, if you will. In realistic terms, she actually suffered the injury well before then, right? During a barricade spot, but they wrote her off and blamed it on Rhea Ripley, then Women's World Champion. And we know that WWE, they do have big plans for Liv Morgan, but it's just weird in which how they're executing it, right? Because Liv Morgan has been someone that fans have rallied behind. She's someone that they believe in, that they think that WWE is just simply not getting the job done with it. They're leaving meat on the bone. They're leaving scraps at the table, if you will. Whatever cliche you want to use about Liv Morgan, there's a lot of potential there, and there's a lot of untapped potential in Liv Morgan. And we got to see that briefly in her championship run, but it was cut short, and we want more out of it. Liv Morgan has a connection with the fan base in which you don't see very often. She has a very loyal, hardcore, vocal fan base, and it's nice to see that type of support for someone, especially someone that has not been used to the level of which I think a lot of people, including myself, think that she can accomplish. And so, obviously, we know that Rhea Ripley, she had to vacate the Women's World Championship due to a legitimate shoulder injury. Ironically, she suffered this shoulder injury during a backstage brawl with Liv Morgan, and so they have turned it around. They have evolved this storyline. They've made it more interesting if you think about it, because look, it was most likely that Liv Morgan was going to challenge Rhea Ripley for the Women's World title at Backlash France on May 4th. And just kind of do a one-off match, considering they haven't really done much with Liv aside from beat her since returning. But Rhea, she got injured. And so now we've gone from a one-off match where Rhea was going to beat Liv Morgan, right, to, things have gotten a lot more interesting. We can extend this from one match to 2 matches to 3 matches. And so that leads me to today's video, because on Monday Night Raw this week, WWE, they had to crown a new Women's World Champion, because Rhea Ripley, she can't defend the title, obviously. She's going to be out with an AC joint sprain for at least 3 to 4 months, if not longer, if she gets surgery, right? Speedy recovery to her. And so they booked a battle royal, not something I was necessarily a fan of, and it had various people in the match, right? But Becky Lynch won the battle royal. She is the new Women's World Champion. She has replaced Rhea Ripley. Ironically, she lost to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 40. And the Battle Royale, it came down to Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, and Nia Jax, with Lynch and Morgan teaming up to eliminate Jax. Now, earlier in the match, Jax had put Lynch through an announce table via a powerbomb, but Lynch mounted a comeback. It came down to Morgan and Lynch battling it out on the apron, teasing who could fall, how are they going to fall, but in the end, it was Lynch avoiding Morgan's Oblivion finisher and winning the match with a manhandle slam, forcing Morgan to the floor. And Becky Lynch, she noted on Twitter after the match, the man is back where she belongs as your Women's World Champion. Now, this title victory is the 7th World Championship win for Lynch in WWE, after holding the SmackDown Women's title on 4 different occasions, the Raw Women's title on 2 different occasions, right? She's also a former NXT Women's Champion. So where did they go wrong? Well, it's simple. They didn't put the title on Liv Morgan. Like, what are we doing? All the heat is on Liv Morgan. Look at it from this point of view. If you were going to put the championship on Becky Lynch, WrestleMania 40 would have been the time to do it. not now. And especially, and this is where WWE is missing the boat. Okay, so Becky Lynch, she came up short. She had an incredible 2023. She had a very, very strong 2024 start. But she came up short to Rhea Ripley. A heck of a battle. She had strep throat. She was battling a fever, right? We got through that. She took time off. She took a week off. It was reported that she was planning a vacation. Seth Rollins, he got surgery, and he's off for a while. And now the heat was on Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Well, Rhea's gone. Who has all the heat? Who has all the attention? Who has everyone talking? Who is the number one talking female star in WWE right this second? It's Liv Morgan. So why wouldn't you put the championship on Liv Morgan? Right? Like, this is kind of getting frustrating here. If Liv Morgan has all of the heat and she has all of the buzz and she has everyone talking about her, then why wouldn't you just put the championship on her? She's the heel, right? We're not building up to a babyface triumphant win here, right? It's not a Cody Rhodes situation or a Daniel Bryan in 2014. Like, what are we doing? We're trying to put more heat on Morgan. It was pretty logic in my eyes. You put the championship on Liv. She defends it for a few months. Rhea's not going to be back until at least SummerSlam, right? If not later. You do that match and then you stretch it out 2-3 months, whatever you want to do. Why are we putting it on Becky, right? And then it's like, oh, okay. I've seen some people on Twitter go like, well, you put the title on Becky, and then that way you can have Liv win it from Becky. And it's like, Liv doesn't need to beat Becky. Liv needs wins. And so if you're the champion and you're going to have it for at least 3 to 4 months, if not longer, guess what's going to happen? You're going to rack up wins. They just crapped the bed. They really, really did. And I understand that you can make the viewpoint of like, well, it wasn't original plans. Becky Lynch is a big name. She has history with Rhea. And it's like, yeah, but she was off television. She came up short by losing to Rhea Ripley. It's not even like she got a DQ or a count out or Rhea cheated to retain the title. No. Rhea beat her clean. So now it's like, well, Becky is the champion, but she's not necessarily the champion worthy kind of thing because she just lost to Rhea Ripley. Now, on the flip side, you have Liv Morgan, who has momentum and who has people talking and who is the one that injured the champion, right? There's just the heat from a logical standpoint, the heat from from a heel standpoint. Everything is in the direction of Liv Morgan, yet WWE will not go in that direction. It drives me nuts. But who's to say that Liv won't beat her, in Crown Jewel or whatever the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view is in May, right? Like, they could do that, but it's just like, oh, come on, WWE, you missed it. You missed it.